Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, and my friends, in today's video we're going to be having a little bit of a look at Marco Rodrigues in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. We've had some preview coverage on the game and also about Preacha, and that video is already live on the channel. And originally I was not going to do a video about Marco specifically because in my brain I was thinking, well, you know, Marco, he's old news, right? Everyone knows Marco. And then, you know, reading some of the comments, I came to the realization that I'm old. The last time Marco was a playable character in a video game, many of you watching this video, you were not alive back then. So no, maybe everyone doesn't know Marco. So hey, let's talk about him and how he works in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Now, even if you do not know Marco, I'm sure you probably have some assumptions. Yes, he is wearing the white karate gi. Does he shoot fireballs? You betcha, he shoots hella fireballs. Does he do a rising uppercut? Hey, you better believe it. Does he travel across the screen doing some sort of crazy kicks? Hey, turns out he does. Okay, so he's the Shoto, yes, admittedly. He's just a copy of Ryu from Street Fighter? Well, no, not exactly. Hopefully a shot like this gives you a good idea that Marco's definitely his own brand of crazy. So when Marco debuted in Goro Marco the Wolves, he was very much a new generation character, and specifically he is the student of Ryo Sakazaki, of Art of Fighting and King of Fighters fame. And they all use a martial art called kyokugenryu, which is very strong and has the traditional, you know, Shoto fireball uppercut. It has those trappings, yes, but a lot more in things like the Ryoko Ranbu, which is effectively like the SNK version of the Raging Demon from Street Fighter. Also in this game specifically, looks like Marco picked up a few tricks from Ryo's daddy as well. And hey look, Marco's in the background on the stage there. So he makes a lot of cameos over the years, but this is the first time he's been playable in about 25 years. And as for Marco himself, fighting game's not hurting for deadly serious karate practitioners. And Marco's certainly a little bit more silly, not necessarily an outright comedy character like, say, Dan from Street Fighter is, but not the most deadly serious character either. So that said, now let's walk you through what he's capable of. I did have limited time with the build, so I don't have like the most sick combos or anything like that, but I can give you a rough idea of what the character is all about going into Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. So we did mention fireballs. That's a big part because his fireball in this game is actually better than average. The average SNK fireball travels across the ground, meaning you can easily hop over it. Since this is more quote-unquote traditional, you cannot just easily hop over it. And the X version is a big knockdown, also very good for combos. Also, a nice Marco unique trait is if he does a fireball that happens to hit close enough to the enemy, it just automatically knocks them down. You don't need to spend anything extra, you just get a knockdown for free if you do it close enough. And knockdowns are always a very powerful trait in any fighter. Now the projectile is strong, but keep in mind, this game being this game, you can't just throw them willy-nilly where the opponent can easily defend it, as every just defense, where you just tap back right before the move will connect, actually replenishes a bit of the rev gauge and gives the opponent just a little bit of health back. So don't throw very obvious fireballs. It's meant to be like a poke/harassing tool rather than a full zoning game plan in and of itself. Now the uppercuts, yes, he has the traditional uppercut. The light punch version is also invincible, but it's also his primary party starter. The heavy and EX versions are both break cancelable, meaning you can end the move early and then just get juggle potential and keep comboing the enemy. Of the characters in the playable build I got to play on, he has like easily the best juggle potential out of everyone, as he can bust it out anywhere on screen. All of his moves flow into each other very well, and it's thanks to this exact trait. So yeah, technically basic Shoryuken, but his turns him into a combo god. And yes, we have the standard quote-unquote hurricane kick. It's a bit basic, it's not as fancy as some of his other things. Although the heavy one is also break cancelable, like the uppercut, which is really strong for the combos. Now let's break the mold a bit here. Notice this dash. So this is more than just a command dash. This is actually an advancing parry. So basically, if you want in and you know they're going to hit buttons, you can just charge in with your own body, and you'll automatically counter a hit coming your way. The EX version also interesting for combos, as it lets you just do the dash and move closer in a juggle scenario where you normally couldn't. Marco also has negative edge specials, where if you hold the button, then let go, you'll get a special move. Like that's the kick, that's the punch. And from what I saw, I don't have direct footage, I'm sorry, but they do seem to launch on counter hit. And given the pretty decent range of these moves, it makes him a threat in neutral. So you always have to respect that he might be holding a button on you and can let go of it at any moment. Now, in Mark of the Wolves, there was a special version of the move where if you held the button an exceptionally long time, you would get like an ultra version of the move. I tried holding the button for like extended periods, and I couldn't get anything past the normal version. So I don't know if that's not in this build of the game or not, but I just couldn't find it myself. To talk his rev blows. So everyone's rev blow universally armored, so it's always good in that way. But his are a bit more combo focused than the other characters, as he can like do some pretty decent combo potential. He can hit after his standing rev blow. Other characters cannot, as far as I've seen. And his aerial rev blow goes all the way down to the ground, which makes it really strong for comboing after air combos as well. Everyone has to combo, it's a fighting game, but for Marco, it just seems a bit more pronounced than everyone else. Now, his supers, maybe about what you would expect, right? He has a big uppercut super, and it's big. It lets you know how high up these stages go, because it's taking you all the way to the skybox. And yes, he has the big fireball super as well. The How Shokoken, very famous within the context of SNK games. Very big, goes far, very fast. Let's put it that way. Also, you are allowed to have a fireball on screen while going for the super. It won't hold you back in that way at all. And yes, you can definitely hit confirm a hit fireball into specifically level 2 super because it's extra fast. So yeah, the fireball game is absolutely on point. He chucks that plasma. And as for the hidden gear, the extra fancy cinematic super, he busts out the Ryuko Ranbu, which once again is sort of like the SNK equivalent of the Raging Demon. This is absolutely going berserk. Fireball, 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 fireball into what is Ryo's daddy's big move, also used by Akuma in Street Fighter, the Masogi. Appropriately devastating. And just to talk combo structure, his stand close heavy punch is 2 hits automatically, which just helps make hit confirm so easy, so powerful. And his breaks. Everyone has breaks in this game where you can break the move early, finish it early, and help with combo potential. But his are just so much easier to use than everyone else's. Even off the most basic light hit confirms, you can always land the heavy Tatsu break, Hurricane Kick break, right? And you'll always have mid-screen juggle potential no matter what for like alright damage. Much the same anytime you land an uppercut. You can go heavy uppercut, break, land, EX uppercut, break, land, heavy Tatsu, break, land, then go for like whatever follow-up. And this is just mid-screen, right? And once again, this is like pretty tasty damage. I didn't even use a real starter there. And the fact that his rev blow attacks are just more combo happy, more combo friendly than the other characters, where they're just using more just for the armor, right? The fact that he can use his machine gun blow to get extra hits again, like he's really strong in the combo department and very easily so. If you just like juggle combo specifically, because there's all sorts of combos in this game, especially with Rev XL, EX, and DX, and DX, but if you like juggling specifically, he is, of the characters I played, easily the best at juggles for sure. And of course, with the benefit of hindsight, now that I'm at home and not able to play the game anymore, I realize like so many more crazy combos I could have got. The combo potential is both very high and I would say very easy for the character. And of course, naturally, like if you like, you know, the more classical fighting game archetypes, right? He's very much a Shoto. He does all the classic things. His normals are like only all right. It's certainly not as strong as, say, like Vox's normals are or anything like that. But he has like a very proficient stand light kick as a poke at bare minimum. And his negative edge moves are very strong and neutral. So yeah, if you like Karate Man, he's definitely a Karate Man's Karate Man for sure. If you like just, you know, fighting game combo structure, like basic juggles, juggle over and over and over, he's really good at that. I've always thought Marco is just sick as a character, right? He doesn't look like the standard Karate Man. Big pompadour, sideburns, like chest out, brimming with chest hair. He doesn't have that normal look of either your stoic Karate Man or your evil Karate Man. He's very much his own thing, and that's to the game's benefit. And it makes me glad they chose to go with him, say, over like Ryo. And I like Ryo, don't get me wrong. And who knows, maybe Ryo will return in a different form this time around. Maybe it's time for Ryo to inherit the role of Mr. Karate, finally, officially. I guess we'll see how that goes, though. We're talking about Marco right now. But yeah, unless you absolutely just cannot stand the Shoto archetype, I legitimately think Marco has maybe the broadest appeal, outside of Terry and Rock, obviously, of some of the characters that we've seen so far for the game. He's good, he's easy, and from my time with him, he seems strong, and that's a winning combination. That all said, though, that is the video, and that's the info I got for you for the moment. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Fatal Fury.